I'm going to go on Do Not Disturb. How about that?
Welcome to Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia. Hi Felicia.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Welcome back from Gay Paris.
How was Paris?
Very nice. A lot of fun. A lot of eating.
I did fill in our listeners last week when you were absent that your feet were hurting. And I will say, when I picked you up, you could barely walk.
Right.
So what was that recovery process like for you?
Well, I needed a day and a half. I was kind of like, home in my favorite place, my bed, catching up on whatever shows and...
Lots of shows on this week.
Yes.
But you had a great time. Paris was great.
Time. Yeah.
Oh, can we just discuss really quick the foods you ate?
Yes, I tried frog's legs, which were delicious. I realized, okay, like they say, frog's legs, it's like chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all dependent on the sauce that it's made in.
Like wings.
Yes.
Like if it's spicy, you're not going to eat it.
Yeah. And apparently the restaurants that they picked to go to, one was better than the other. It didn't
You
matter.
were treated like a queen.
Yes.
Thank you to my brother Craig for treating her like the
And
queen
Christine.
she is. And Christine.
Yes.
To our siblings, to our in-laws. That was so nice of you.
They did. They really, no stone left unturned.
Wow, Casey, we have big shoes to fill here in Limbrook.
Stop.
Welcome. Well, Fel,
Yes.
What did you miss here? Not much. We're chugging along. We busy, and let's get to the news. There's a lot of news.
Yes. Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
I've read about Michelle Trachtenberg.
That was the top of my news.
I was, I have to tell you, I was very upset.
She was on Buffy, or just in general?
But I've seen her since she's a litlittle girl on All My Children.
Look at you,
Yes.
knowing her from All My Children.
Yes. She played if I remember correctly, I think, you know what?
I am so impressed with you because everyone's talking about Buffy and Gossip Girl.
No, but she was either a sister or somebody's kid on
it's
years ago.
so sad because whenever I hear of a celebrity death that's young,
she's young.
I assume drugs, but apparently something was going on with her and she had a liver transplant.
Yes, yeah.
But why'd she have a liver transplant at 39 years old?
Right. That's the...
I know.
Yeah, wow.
And then the next day we hear about Gene Hackman.
Well, he was in his 90s.
Yeah, but not his wife and dog. You know about this, right?
No.
Oh,
no.
Are we dropping news?
Yeah, wait, all three
Mom,
of them at the same
all
time?
All three of them were found. All three of them. So was it carbon monoxide?
Wait, in his home in LA? Or
no,
where
it
they
was
live?
in New Mexico or Arizona. I think Arizona.
Okay.
Can you and the
You think
German
it was-
Shepherd? But there was apparently two dogs that weren't dead that were outside.
So they think it was carbon...
I read something about carbon monoxide, but I also heard that there were some pills. What if they...
Well, he's 91. How old was
I
she?
think he was 85, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
The fact that they found three.
Wow. I wonder...
Two bodies and a dog.
What made them go there? I mean, what made them respond?
I think it was somebody that was working for him or something. They dropped the audio of the 911 call. I think I saw that this morning or last night.
It also says that they were dead for quite a while when they found them.
So it might have been a welfare check.
Not but just one of his family members trying to get in touch.
It wasn't a family member.
Okay.
They also said there's no sign of foul play, but they're not ruling it out.
Obviously. They have to do an investigation.
crazy.
Yeah, when they find...
So... When there's celebrity deaths like this,
yes.
I always say, or we all say it comes in threes. So it's who's next, unfortunately. And I do have a group text with Jordan and some other friends.
And what is their...
They always go to Amanda Bynes or Brittany. It's usually the young druggies.
The ones...
It's crazy.
I would say the young... I would say the ones that are truly mentally disturbed.
Like Amanda. I think Brittany's a little mentally, something's going on.
Yes,
there.
but it sounds like she's...
Who, Brittany?
Brittany.
Have you seen her Instagram?
I haven't seen her.
She's something's going on.
I haven't spoken to her recently.
Something's going on.
I haven't checked in.
Did you hear? So now we're moving on. R.I.P. to those celebrities. It's very sad.
Yes.
Hopefully by the time this publishes, there'll be more news that it comes out. And hopefully somebody else doesn't die tomorrow or the next 24 hours. Because news moves so quickly up here in Hollywood. I told you how I've been enjoying Doc.
Yes.
It got picked up for a season 2.
Oh, okay.
But not only did it get picked up for a season 2, this is unheard of nowadays. It got picked up for a season 2 with 22 episodes.
Wow, that's a lot. You're right.
Which is not the norm anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So
I'm really enjoying the show. I think that she's very likable. Are you still watching it?
No. because I had so many things to watch this week. That
No, but like I know this week you're catching, but like in general,
in general, not. And I also am not watching Pitt, which I went back to try, and I really did not. I just not for me.
That got picked up for another
okay.
season as well.
Okay.
I think
All
you were
right.
out of town last weekend when I announced it.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen Pitt this week, but it's funny. I'm going to name drop my friend Cheryl, who probably is not listening. She watched the Pitt twice. Cheryl is a huge fan of ER, right?
Yes.
She goes, I think she had the flu. So she was home and she decided to go back and watch ER.
Well, that I don't blame her.
So I said, what's it like? She goes, Noah Weil
was a kid.
is so much hotter now. He was cute. Now he's hot.
When men get into their maybe not
I know.
some
40s.
40s. He might be older than 40s now.
He's aged well. I mean, we discussed this. He's ragged looking, but it's working.
Yes.
It's working.
I mean, and the one who really aged well, without seeing him in person, obviously, is George Clooney.
we don't got to see that man in person to know he's
you're
aged well.
absolutely
He's
right.
definitely beat Brad Pitt in the
Oh,
aging
in a
factor.
heartbeat. Yeah. He's
all right. So you're done with Pitt. You were like very like there's no story. That's fine.
I'm not liking.
You're done with Pitt, and I've
Right.
decided to strike through Yellow Jackets. I believe I'm done with Yellow Jackets, even though the ratings were through the roof on season 2. I just don't care anymore. I'm done.
Right. That's what
I'm
happens.
really realizing my time is precious, and why am I watching something
That
just
you don't
to watch
like?
it?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know. I can't.
Okay.
So this dropped this morning. Sharon Stone is going to be in Euphoria. Now, you don't watch Euphoria. They're
Right.
filming the next season now. I fucking love Euphoria. Took a huge break. Everyone's super famous now. Zendaya, Jacob, everyone's really big. Strikes, fighting, all the things. She's going to be on it. It did not say who she's playing,
Well, okay.
but I'm excited about it.
She's not going to be playing a young starlet, that's for sure. But
She'll
good for
probably
her.
be a parent, maybe.
yeah.
Maybe a parent, maybe a drug counselor, maybe there's a rehab.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But good for her.
Did you hear about the Oprah Winfrey special that she's doing on menopause? The Menopause Revolution will air on Monday, March 31st at 10 p.m. on ABC. She really has her finger on the pulse. She did the Ozempic special, and the Weight Watchers. Now it's the menopause. And I could get behind this because
Well, you're because guess
I haven't.
what?
I'm not there yet.
You're
but
not there yet,
The
but
peri.
it's
I
in
got
your-
friends talking about perimenopause like you want to believe.
it's in your future.
I know, and I think she's hopping on a topic that's like very taboo that isn't spoken about that women my age probably want to hear about. I mean, I don't really want to hear about it, but
Right.
I have friends who are convinced they're in peri, but my doctor said I'm not in peri, and like, no, I'm too young for peri. What was your menopause like?
I had no issues.
Thank God, because I hope it's not Casey. I hate to
hope
throw
it's-
your mom under the bus, but Mary, your
yeah.
mom had.
She was
having hot flashes.
I think I had once.
Love you, Mo.
Once or twice in the car, I felt like that was once or twice.
How
and that was
old
it.
are you?
Oh, Marni.
I need to know. Was it your 40s or 50s?
No, not my 40s. It might have been.
All right, good. I got another.
50s.
All right.
I never had an issue.
That makes me feel real.
Yeah, never had an issue.
Great. I love that for me. You remember Josh Duhamel? I think is he still married to Fergie?
No.
They're divorced.
Yes.
He's going to be directing and starring in a comedy called Preschool about dads battling for a spot of an elite preschool. I love it. That'll be a fun quickie. That'll be a fun watch.
I'd rather them make that's going to be on, I assume, obviously on either Netflix or Hulu.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
But those are usually quick movies.
Yeah. I told Lennon this. Disney has greenlit a 5th Descendants movie. I did inform him. Shout out to my Florida besties, Jessica Summer Sadie.
Or on top of it.
Well, I dropped that news to her at like 7 in the
okay.
morning this week,
Okay.
and she was
Okay.
very excited.
Okay.
And then we'll discuss Zero Day, because I know you watched Zero Day, and I finished Zero Day. But Lizzie Kaplan, who I adore, who is in Zero Day as the daughter of Robert
yes,
De Niro.
yes.
Who was in
yes.
Mean Girls, the
Yes.
OG, who was
Yes.
in Party Down, who was in Masters of Sex. I just love her career.
Right,
what
right.
a great career to have.
Yeah.
She is going to be starring in a Buzzy Crisis PR drama.
A Buzzy? What'd you say? Buzzy?
Buzzy. Of multiple streamers are vying for the series. Hot right now. So
okay.
I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
So that's
Is she just starring in it, or is she
Starring in
producing?
it.
She's not
Starring.
like directing, producing,
doesn't say
writing.
that.
Doesn't
It doesn't say that.
Okay.
So let's get into Uncircumcised Gems. We've watched a lot this week. Let's start with Zero Day, because I did speak about it last week. I was halfway through, and I said I didn't love how Robert De Niro was sick or whatever, but then I got over it because they realized it wasn't that he was sick. It was possibly that he was being
Like
poisoned.
kind of mental, like mentally poor. Let's call
What
it.
did you think? I enjoyed
First of
this.
all, I enjoyed it. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
All things.
Everybody was great.
I thought he was great. It moved very quick.
Yeah.
From the minute it started, it was, sometimes it builds up and it's
Right.
like, very quick. Boom, boom, boom. I enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing.
And I liked how it ended. I really liked how it ended because I was like, I even said this on the podcast. I said, I have a bad feeling this is going to end and it's going to be like, I didn't think the ending was going to be good. It was going to be open-ended. It ended.
Yeah.
And
It was very good.
I was satisfied with the ending. I recommend it. I
I
recommend it.
recommend it also. And it's, it was very enjoyable.
All right. So
Next.
I told Casey,
Yes.
I believe that you finished this show.
Which one?
Started and finished. And I started and finished it
Which
at
one?
7 a.m. today.
Which one?
Running Point.
Okay.
Running Point dropped on Netflix, 10 episodes. I started it last night.
Well,
Woke-
they're half hours.
half hours quick. Wait, let me just go, okay?
Sure.
And I was really convinced Felicia's going to finish this in one day. And I really wanted to finish it. And I'm fucking exhausted. I will say I'm not sleeping, but I'm not watching TV in the middle of the night. Right, Casey?
No.
Great. I don't know when I'm watching, but I'm fucking getting through it. And I watched it. You hated it.
I hated it. Well,
Really?
And all I could
Did you watch it?
I started it. I could not even the first. I could not even get through episode 1.
What? You're blowing my mind.
I know.
It was
Now,
so enjoyable. It
the
was
whole
adorable.
thing is
Finished it.
adorable. Okay, maybe I need to give it another chance. Maybe my head wasn't into it. I just
What?
Yeah.
Sir, okay. So you didn't even finish the pilot?
No, I didn't. I got
had
halfway.
this whole-
halfway through it, and I didn't give it a chance. So you're saying I should go back?
I don't know. I thought I had this whole vision of you this morning being like, I finished it, Marni. I finished
Well,
it.
I would have if I enjoyed it. I just.
Here's the thing.
I can't watch if I'm not enjoying it.
I agree. Why?
I
we
can't
just
waste
discussed
my
this.
time.
Don't waste the time.
Not that my time is that.
I will always love Kate Hudson. One of my
You
all-time
look great.
One of my all-time favorite movies has always been Almost Famous.
Yes,
And she
well.
looks like she hasn't aged. She looks amazing.
She
Okay.
does. She looks good.
Her fucking wardrobe as this boss bitch, I am on fire.
Oh,
I love the wardrobe. I need to look this up.
Okay.
I want to take the pantsuits to San Francisco. I'm obsessed.
Who played her assistant?
So let's go.
Yeah.
Her assistant.
Well, it was kind of like the girl that was rooting her on. They were old friends.
she's so beautiful. It's
She
her
was.
best friend. She's Asian. And I
Okay.
don't think she's famous.
Oh, okay.
I don't-
As far as we know, we really.
No, but there's a basketball player, and I was going to say to you, do you know who did you get to meet the basketball player with all the tattoos?
I didn't know who. I saw him.
Okay,
but I
guess
don't know
who that is.
I have no idea.
Chet Hanks, Tom's
Tom's
son.
Really?
That's like, I guess, sober now, like rehab son. Yeah. Huh. Is that your phone ringing? Let's see who it is. Who is it? Who is it? Is it spam? Let me
New York Blood Center. Yeah.
okay.
Put them on.
No, New York Blood Center. They keep calling me for my blood. My blood's too old. I'm not giving
Why do
blood.
they want your blood? Vampire
Because I
blood.
once gave my blood. And once you're on the list, they
You
keep
gave
calling
blood
you.
once?
Long time ago.
Blown
when
away.
When I worked at OJC, they had a blood drive.
Weirdest
I was
spam call
young
you could
and
get is somebody calling you asking you for your blood.
Well, it's the New York Blood Center. They
No, I
you
was
know.
asked once. I tried to donate blood. What was
You
it
have
during
too many-
COVID?
you have
And
to-
and there was an
not a
issue.
chance it
No,
helped.
it was my veins were the issue. Something about my veins. Anyway, I enjoyed this. Now there were some holes that I didn't love. Oh, you know what's funny, Casey? So you didn't get to this episode. We meet the Jewish lawyer Bernie.
Right.
Casey, the lawyer, was the judge in jury duty. Okay.
Who's the father of a comedian?
Right. Now, my big love for this show was
Is-
Justin Theroux.
Right now, does he eventually? Because I know the first episode. He's
in it a lot. He's
Yeah.
not in every episode, but he does make appearances. I just think Justin Theroux, every role he plays, I just fucking adore it. He's fucking hilarious. He plays a crack addict, and
Right.
it is so well done. He was really funny when he was in that movie. I think it was with Paul Rudd. Wanderlust. He's a writer. I don't think he wrote on this, but I just love him. I love his style in this. He's wearing like a big scarf in rehab. He plays the older brother
Yes.
of Kate Hudson, and
yes.
he
and there are three brothers,
and
Right.
her and
Four
the
siblings.
family. They all have the same father. He passed away. He was president of this basketball team.
This huge basketball
LA
in
Waves. It's probably like the Lakers. And Justin Theroux's character, gets into an accident because he's smoking crack in a car and runs over some tourists. And he goes to rehab. And Kate's now the president. Now, I just love him.
Okay.
Now, a few things for me. I wrote this down. Why do these comedies, and I love Mindy Kaling, and I'm a big fan of the work she's doing as a producer and writer. I love Sex Lives of College Girls.
Right.
But let's say I discussed this with Amy Schumer in Kinda Pregnant. Why do they make her clumsy? Episode 1, Kate Hudson, she falls.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
On the basketball court.
Yes.
Episode 2, she falls off what I would say is like a Peloton. Episode 3, she hits a desk and she hits the glass door. And her hitting the glass door is a running joke. I hate the clumsiness of it. This girl
Are they just making her look like a moron?
She's too much of a boss bitch and she knows what she's fucking doing. She's not that clumsy. That's the only thing I didn't love. I also didn't love. So in sports, all these big owners, they're, not faithful to their wives. They cheat and they have illegitimate children. So of course, there's a Latin illegitimate child
that comes up
and he becomes a character, and I fucking can't stand him. I think he's so annoying.
Okay,
but
I'll have to go back and try.
But there's celebrity cameos. I spotted Macaulay Culkin in episode 9. Which I bet you wouldn't have realized. He's in the basketball stands.
That must have been a quick shot.
3 shots of him like yelling. Look, it's a quick watch, and it ends where there'll probably be a season 2. I hope so. I enjoyed it.
I'll go back
Kate
and give
Hudson,
it a shot.
What a fun.
I think I was just overloaded.
Also, the brothers I fucking love. One of the brothers who plays Sandy, he's the gay brother.
Yes, the youngest one.
He was in a show that I loved called The Other Two with Molly Shannon. And I've discussed this. If you ever want like just a fun, quick comedy, not like a Schitt's Creek vibe, but like this was just this show was so fun. It's called The Other Two. Molly Shannon is the mom. It's about him and his sister who have a brother like a Justin Bieber. I told you about this. And Justin Bieber's so famous.
What was that on?
It's on Max. It's called The Other Two. I think there's 2 or 3 seasons. Such a fun watch. So he's from that.
Oh, okay.
And then the other brother is just hilarious. I don't know. I don't know, Mom. If there's nothing on this weekend.
If there's nothing on, and I don't know what's coming up new this weekend, whether on any streaming service, but I just, yeah.
All right.
The show sounds really funny. I probably would have really enjoyed it.
Probably.
What?
Casey says he probably would have really enjoyed it. I disagree. This show is...
Maybe he would.
Because he loves basketball. This actually has nothing to do with sports. It's all about Kate.
Right.
It's all about Kate. And it was funny. I laughed out loud a few times, especially when Sandy was dating a norm, like a non-rich guy who they said, quote unquote, wears Kirkland jeans.
That's cute.
And I thought it was funny.
Right.
The big episode of the week that I thought the internet would go a buzzing about. I watched also at 7 a.m. on the LIRR. And when I saw this episode, I was so fucking anxious, maybe because I was on a train. Can you guess what episode of television? Paradise.
Well, it was, you mean that it was on
This
Tuesday?
week's,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. It was, I love the show.
I'm watching The World End and I'm on a fucking LIR.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's great.
And I thought this is such an amazing
I only think it
episode.
only has 1 or 2 episodes
I know.
left. So it's got to,
The anxiety from this episode, right?
Yeah.
How anxious were you?
that anxious. I mean, it's a show. I kind of become realistic.
This show, I thought, I know certain people, I won't name her name. You could bleep her. No,
Who is it?
She'd be hysterical, crying. I think this was a sad episode.
Yeah.
But James Marsden, he should be our president.
Yeah. Well, we have to find. We don't know who really. I mean, I surmise. I know possibly who killed him.
Well, Sinatra got him killed, right? Don't you think?
Yeah. Either she killed him.
Oh, you think she did it
or
herself?
the other woman, the other Bill. Was it Billy? Billy's the one that
Jane. Her name is Jane. Who's fucking dating Justin Theroux in real life?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so I think she probably killed him.
Oh my God.
We shall see.
I wrote this down. No episode of TV has made me feel this way.
But I don't know why we have to know is why will that come out eventually? Why they killed him?
I think because he probably doesn't agree.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to get the survivors. Maybe he's trying to get to the outside world and trying to reach the survivors. Maybe he's trying to reach Sterling Brown's wife. That was
I don't know.
Really,
that was
that was a rough one.
Yeah, that was.
That was really rough.
It was sad.
But Sterling,
I'm looking forward to Tuesday. Maybe I should wait until the last 2 drop and then just Finish 'em.
binge.
I don't
No,
binge.
because
It's
here's
just
the
binging
problem.
2 or 3.
The internet destroys everything now.
Well, am I on the internet that much that
you
it's,
absolutely
well, you're
scroll.
right. Yeah, I
Mama,
do.
you
I
scroll
do.
that talk, you scroll that gram. I know you scroll.
I do.
I walk into your apartment, you're scrolling. She scrolls.
I always say I get lost in the black
abyss.
hole.
You go
I'm lost in the black hole.
The minute I saw this episode, I was like, I got to tell everybody to watch this immediately because the internet's going to go bonkers.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know. I mean, I tell my friends to watch it, but they're not.
The internet goes, they're not. Karen's watching Paradise.
Karen's been I don't know.
Karen's been very busy.
Yeah.
Everybody should be watching Paradise.
It's excellent. It really is.
Obviously, besides Severance, this is the best current series on television right now. It really is. It really fucking is.
Can I tell you what I really surprisingly enjoyed?
If you say the Baldwins,
Yes.
I am fucking dead. I love you.
I really, really
Let's talk.
enjoyed it.
All right, guys.
Surprisingly, I didn't think I would.
So Alec Baldwin, they have a show.
Yes.
One episode is out.
On Max, right?
And this is the best birth control one could ever have.
Ever.
Because these 7 kids are running a fucking muck. Now, did you notice every time he kind of just looks at the camera? Like, I'm wondering how much of this, look, he knows what he's doing, Mom.
Oh,
He
he's
knows
not an idiot.
what he's
right.
doing and is a little performative. Like, look, this is a vehicle. It's sad. They cover the trial.
Yes.
They cover all the elephants in the room. They cover how, he's decades older than her. They cover how she was a yoga instructor. They
She's
cover
still beautiful and she still
course.
looks great.
Of course she does.
7 kids in all. God.
She looks amazing. What is she, 40? How old is she? She's 38
I
or
gotta
something.
tell you, there are times Alec Baldwin in the
Looks
show
awful.
looks terrible.
because look what he's going through.
Yes.
He's
an
stressed and he's
yeah,
tired.
Yeah.
But and they cover the trial and they cover her accent and like is she Spanish or not?
Right.
So I appreciate that. I'm definitely going to continue watching this.
Oh, I am.
But
I wonder how many episodes they made.
I don't know.
We don't know. But I found that enjoyable.
Wow.
I really did.
I'm
from New York
shocked.
back, to the Hamptons and the kids, they're running wild and
the car seat got me. I
car
was like,
seat was
oh
this-
my
yeah,
God.
we know what that's like.
Yeah.
They must have like a bus to drive everybody around.
They had 2 nannies that were barely seen.
Barely.
And they were in 2
You
cars.
need- they need 2
And by the way,
nannies.
Casey, not only do they have 7 kids, they have 4
dogs.
fucking
Was it dogs? Or
4 cats and 3 dogs, I think.
it's way too much.
Oh, and poor Alec was like, I do not want cats. I'm allergic. And then she
Right.
puts the fucking cats in the car with him to go to the Hamptons.
Just to be a bitch.
which I think is hilarious. But yeah, he looks ragged. He
Yes.
looks tired.
Yes.
So
he did.
is he doing this because he needs money for all the attorneys?
Okay. And if he is,
Yeah.
okay, so what? He's allowed.
Now there's a video.
It is an interesting dynamic. It really is. I mean, I kept thinking, I'm not going to like this.
I'm shocked.
And I said, wow, I really enjoyed it.
Wow, Felicia, not liking Kate Hudson and Running Point, but liking the Baldwins.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I could get behind that. Because sometimes in the beginning of the week, there's nothing on. So we have Paradise on Tuesdays. And now I think this show drops on TLC maybe Sundays or Mondays. And then it goes on Max the next day.
Oh, I didn't know it was on TLC. Wait, which one is on TLC?
The Baldwins.
Are you sure? Well,
It's
you
a
must
fucking
be.
circus. That
Oh, I
network
didn't-
is full of circus shows, right?
Okay, you're right. But
And
so why are they putting it on? Why?
Because it's a merger. Because Max is now owned. It's Discovery. It's a fucking merger.
Okay.
Which is why all these TLC shows are on Max.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we're watching The Curious Case of Natalia Grace on Max.
I got a friend texting me and she said, my friend that I met when I was in Europe, she goes, I don't understand this Natalia. She goes, she's either this, I mean, she gave me
Well,
and I said, I'm not watching it because she's insane. And my daughter and her friends love it.
Well, what's crazy is the scripted version is going to be coming out soon. And Ellen Pompey coming out of Grey's Anatomy to play Christina Barnett, the mom. Cannot fucking
you know what?
wait.
Why?
Casey, you going to watch that with me?
I'll watch anything with Natalia Grace.
But it's scripted.
Let's
and
go.
guess who plays Michael Barnett?
Who?
Duplass.
Okay.
Love me a Duplass brother from the morning show.
I could get down with that.
I can't even start watching anything that's about her.
All right. Well, we were talking about
But
the
she really
Baldwin.
does
We were
cover the-
talking about the Baldwin. So you're going to stick with it.
I would watch
Baldwin's
Natalia Grace over
absolutely.
a Baldwin any day.
You're
I
gonna
would love
stick-
for a Baldwin to adopt Natalia Grace. Now that would be a show I would watch. Alec Baldwin adopts Natalia Grace. Let's go.
Why isn't he using a condom? Fine, I get him not using condoms.
I think
Why isn't he saying
he is a really good Catholic. And because I think
He also probably never thought the money was going to run out.
he comes from a very big family
I
himself.
know. Remember we discussed this on Fixing Famous People?
Right. So I think he's used to all that, craziness.
So many children.
Yes, so many children.
The older daughter seems great.
It's like, yeah.
How many other kids does he have in other marriages?
One.
Yeah, and he fucked it up. Like he was
Yes,
like,
and he said it. He said it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
So he's got
Ireland.
8 children total.
Well, she's a grown up. I mean, she's
Yeah.
grown, and I think she's married.
Yeah, because
maybe
Haley Baldwin is not Alex's daughter.
Stevens?
that's Stephen's Baldwin.
Yeah.
Stephen's daughter.
Right?
The one who's, yes, I'm pretty sure.
And Ireland was his, and the whole drama with the voicemail.
Right. Well, that was when she
That's
was a
with
teenager.
Kim Basinger.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen her in a
We haven't
really-
seen her.
Wonder how she looks.
It was like Kim and Michelle Pfeiffer, like that era
That
of those
era,
women. And
yeah,
Sharon Stone.
yeah.
And Sharon Stone's still around. Right?
Yeah.
She's
Well, so
still-
is Michelle Pfeiffer.
What does she do? Oh, she's
Well, I
so
don't know, but
pretty.
she's married to.
Oh, show creator, right? Like,
Yes,
oh,
a
yes,
biggie. Yeah.
Yes,
And I can't
yes,
remember- why am I?
yes.
But you know.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about. She's so pretty. I love her in Grease
is.
too. Mom, you don't. Another show that gets ruined by the internet is Love Is Blind. Now, last weekend, I spent Friday. I think it was Friday night watching Love Is Blind with the neighbors, and Casey decided he wasn't going to see the next
I'm done.
batch. Why are you
he's done.
done?
It was terrible. It's terrible. Like I really gave it
Such
a
a
go.
waste of time.
I
Such a waste of
do think that it's just a really bad cast. I'm not going to be against the entire show and say, oh, the concept is terrible. I think it's just shitty. Like it was so fucking boring.
I
It
will
was
say-
like so boring. It was so drawn out.
So
I do
drawn
want to
out.
make a public apology because I did say that guy was a creep and stalked the girl.
Taylor,
Last
but-
week I did say
but-
that. As it turns out, she was
wrong.
I worked with a girl like this though, where like she was a hairstylist, and every time she would cut a man's hair, she'd come into the break room and go, "Oh my god, this guy's a stalker. He's such a creep." And I would say, "Oh my god, that's terrible. What did he say?" And she goes, "He asked me what I was doing this weekend." Like some girls, I do think they accuse every man of stalking them.
Totally. I love when men slide into my DMs and stalk me. I'm just kidding. That never happens.
My point is like, where did this come from? She's like, "Oh, I'm being stalked by this man." And
She
then,
didn't
like,
say stalked.
she accused him of
She didn't say
of
stalked.
contacting her and
Yeah.
and learning about her.
But
Well, that
here's
to me is
publicly
type of
on
stalking.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I just say something?
And then
'Cause-
she accused him of this, and then it turns out it's completely baseless, and now it's all on television.
But guess what?
God.
In the next batch of episodes, we meet the parents. And this couple, specifically that Casey's talking about, is with Danielle and Taylor. And the parents are everyone's well off. These houses are gorgeous.
Right.
And the parents are lovely. And
And they're not embarrassed by
her
this. I would be-
mother.
If you ever did
her
that,
mother's horrified.
I wouldn't even say yes that I would be on air because
Daniel,
I would be
though,
embarrassed.
Daniel's parents have a blind daughter. So
Okay.
they're like, look, we understand
Love
this.
is blind.
We understand the sentiment of him wanting to do this. And you see the blind sister, and they're like, we understand what it's like to be blind. And these parents are lovely.
these people, okay,
Well, they fall in love blind, Mom. But
they're not blind. I mean, it's not right.
They should do Love is Death, where like they just can't hear each other. They
Right.
just
I mean, it's just
Wait, that's really funny. But the problem with this season is that all the white dudes look alike. So one gets confused with like the Danielle, the Ben, the Alex.
I would
like
get
we're
them
all
all confused.
we're all getting them
I would get
confused.
them all confused.
And
they
then-
spent like a good 30 minutes with that one dude just walking around asking every person if they'd hooked up yet. It was just they have nothing
It's like,
to
have you
work
guys had
with.
sex? Have you had sex? Have you had sex?
And like it's like, and then they talk for a second, and then he moves on to the next couple.
Now that guy's a
did you
douche.
guys,
That's
it's
so-
like
so
they have
listen.
nothing to work with. There's no good footage, so
Listen,
they have to draw
I
this
feel
thing
bad.
out because
Of
these
course.
people fucking suck. It's
I know.
the worst
I know.
casting ever.
I know.
I agree.
Hit me up next season. Maybe I'll give it a chance.
Oh, I
but
would love that,
can't-
Kay.
I'm done.
All right.
I'm
Well,
done
then
with this
tonight,
season.
I know what I'm doing. 3 more episodes dropped. Okay.
Go for
what?
it. It's all you.
Oh.
So it comes in batches. I say this all the time. This is probably the getting shopping for the wedding dresses. I think a lot of these couples are going to drop. David the douche found a very nice woman named Lauren.
David the douche.
David the douche, and he keeps saying to her, "My friend said that you were hooking up with a guy before you came on the show," and she's like, "So I hooked up with somebody.
Yeah, so
We're not
well,
dating."
She wasn't married.
So me and the neighbors all believe, and I think the internet believes that he's just looking for an excuse. He's not happy with her. And then this other couple, one of the girls also seems like a normal couple. Everyone seems kind of normal because it's Midwest. It's not like LA. It's not
New
New
York,
York.
right.
You know what I mean? So I do still think everybody kind of wants to be famous. Obviously, you want to be famous if
Obviously.
you're on one of these shows.
Obviously.
But this guy's about to get fucked because some girl came out on TikTok crying, being like, she basically dated him, and she was like, "He ghosted me. He's bad." Da, da, da.
no secrets.
You're dumb
It all
enough to
comes
go on a
out.
fucking reality show.
Yeah. so
then
stupid.
it's going to come out.
It really is so stupid.
It's going to come out.
It's stupid. By the way, as you know, I don't watch it. The Traitors. Are they done with it?
Ooh, it's so
No.
good.
Oh, so you don't know? Because I was just going to ask you who won.
Oh, that's a really funny. So last night we started watching Traitors, and I looked at Casey and I said, "So priority for us is always Severance above Traitors." Sorry for anyone that doesn't agree with us. Severance apparently comes on Fridays. For some reason, it drops Thursday at 9 p.m. And the minute that clock hits 9 p.m., I'm like, it's a go. Severance. And then I said to Casey, I must go to bed. I am so tired. He goes, "You don't want to watch Traitors?" I go, "No. I'm trying to not stress about the podcast. I'm okay going to bed and taking one and not watching it."
Right.
Marnie's been a little stressed about the podcast lately.
Me too.
I
And
understand that.
I'm not doing anything other than
I'm
watching.
so tired. I'm working. I'm very busy. I'm traveling a ton, and I'm trying to I said I'm trying to take care of myself. I really want to go to bed. You
I
want to
said
watch
you can
it?
watch a little less. Like nobody cares about Summer House. You don't have to
Right.
watch
And
Summer
nobody
House.
cares about the Bravo shows anymore.
Yeah.
Move on. Move
So let
on.
them go. If you're that stressed, there's
I'm
things
not-
you can
here's the
trim
thing.
from your
Here's the
media
thing. I'm not
diet.
watching those for the podcast because there's so many other podcasts about Bravo. I'm watching those because I like those
I
shows.
understand, but if you don't,
I like those shows.
I know you do, but if you feel so pressured,
No, so I said, let's go. I want to go to bed.
No,
I
that's
want to
not
go
what
to
I mean.
bed. Let me
That's
finish
not-
my story.
Do you know how I got her back on track with the podcast? I go, you should quit the podcast. I was like, then you can wait for me and watch these shows. And the idea of her not watching at the pace that she normally watches,
that's right.
shocked her into getting back on track with the podcast. She's like, well, if I keep doing the podcast, then I can watch Paradise. I can watch all these shows that Casey would probably enjoy.
I love you so much, but your schedule and my schedule are not in sync right now. You literally have band twice a week. You teach yoga there's no time for us to get on this. I'm going to San Francisco every fucking week of the month of San Francisco.
You can savor the flavor on a show like Paradise.
I have 5 hours on a
fucking.
fucking plane. I am watching this shit because the internet ruins everything.
Well,
Then stay off the internet.
then
nothing's
then I
spoiled for
would
me
just
on the
save all
internet.
the Bravo shows for when you're on the plane.
Sure, great, fine.
My point is that's what got her back on track with the podcast was the idea that if she quits, then she might have to slow down her watching to watch things with me.
I love all the people listening, and I appreciate Gabby. This is a shout out to you. I have a friend who I used to work with.
Reach out to Marnie and let her know that you appreciate watching.
She texted me and she said, "You're one of the podcasts I listen to every week." And I was like, wow. Because
she's ready to quit. So
I'm tired.
fluff her up a bit.
And my mind is now focused on other
work.
things.
On
On other
work.
things. So, but my point was,
Yes.
Casey did not shut the TV off. He put the Traitors on, and I, for some reason, can't fall asleep even though I'm exhausted with the TV on.
You need to.
I have that. It's just everything.
Okay.
So after 10 minutes, he shuts the TV off, and then who wakes up? I'm up all night.
Yeah, it didn't matter. We could have
So
finished
guess what?
Traitors.
We finished Traitors at 6 a.m. So back to what happened on Traitors.
Right.
Spoiler, everyone who is listening to this episode, I'm sure you've already watched the Traitors. I'm devastated because Tom Sandoval is no longer on the show.
They got rid of him.
Now, here's the thing about Sandoval. He was, and the New York Times quoted, and the New York Times did an article last year, the most hated man in America. How funny would it have been if he came out on top of this?
That would be funny.
The turn of events for Sandoval, because now he's people love him because he's so fucking dumb, and we love to watch dummies. So, for the first time this season, the Traitors ended on a cliffhanger. Because the vote...
They haven't done that yet.
They haven't. The vote was a tie, okay? With getting out
Between who and who?
Danielle from Big
at the
Brother,
round table.
Yes.
who is a traitor,
Yes.
and poor Ivor, the royal,
British socialite.
Oh, okay. So he's the older guy.
and he's faithful.
Right.
And it's a tiebreaker.
And
They have to
nobody's even
revote.
slightly suspicious that he's a traitor. It's like
We
could
want
not
Danielle
be
out.
more obvious that
She's
he's
lying through her teeth.
Okay.
So
And who's left
And
from
she's
the
awful.
Housewives is
Dolores,
she's
and
left.
that is it.
Good for her.
She looks good.
Good. Yeah.
There's only
enjoy her.
6 people now.
Well, I knew. It would
I
be-
love that you are curious.
I'm curious. I just can't watch it, but I'm
That's
curious.
fair. That's fair.
Watch the finale.
Exactly, like I always do. Go right to the end.
And I will say, sometimes during the episode, I just want to see the end. I just want to see the round table.
Yeah.
I don't really care about the competition.
Yeah. Ugh.
You know?
Boring.
I will say though, wait, the competition last week did make the difference because that's how they got what's her name out was because she was being suspicious. Carolyn,
You're right.
So that it
you're
actually
right. Mm-hmm.
did matter last week. I'm usually with you. The competitions are kind of boring and they're a little overproduced and the cheesy. But
This morning we were watching, and Len, it was before school, and Casey goes, "Uh-oh," because it was about the theme was like scary clowns.
Uh-oh.
And I fucking hate scary clowns. And I hate dolls. It brings me back to fucking Chucky. That shit scares the fuck out of me. So that was funny. But Lennon was into it for 5 minutes and then wanted to watch his own show, Henry Danger. So we left him.
Good for him.
Good for him. It made me very mad.
Yeah.
But I did show Lennon Mean Girls the musical.
And he loved it.
He's obsessed.
Which is the song he really likes?
He likes
Because it's probably the one I like.
Regina George.
Yes, I like that song
And he
also.
likes the one that Janice sings, who's the voice of Moana, about the middle finger.
Okay, that
which
one
is
I
at
don't-
the end.
Right.
So I told him when you watch him this coming weeks, put it on.
Right.
Casey was upset. He felt it was a little inappropriate, but then we had a big conversation with his piano teacher. And in the end, you have to realize this half the shit goes over his head.
We hope, but I mean,
It's not the language for me. It's not like the F-bombs. I don't give a shit
well,
about
because he
F-bombs.
hears all that
It's all the
anyway.
sexual stuff. It's like, he's
There's a
he's
song
kid.
called Sexy.
Yeah,
you know.
it's just not like, you have such
Well,
a small...
at least he's a boy and not a girl because it affects girls much more.
I know, but like you have such a small window of innocence as a child, and like there's
Oh, that innocence is out the window.
Yeah,
Casey.
he's
It's
still,
out the window
he's
'cause of
still a
YouTube.
pretty innocent
it's out
kid.
though. Yes, it's with what he watches. That ship is sailed.
Not that sort of
I
stuff.
kind of agree.
Well, you don't know. You're not really when he's like
I
you're
do
down
see
here.
a lot of what he watches, and like it's
The
the
whole-
whole
he plays
a lot of people playing
Fortnite,
video
and, I mean, the
games.
whole YouTube thing.
He's playing it.
please.
If he's playing Fortnite, he could watch Mean Girls the musical.
Yeah, I
There's
that's
just like scantily dressed girls and like just like a lot of superficial. I just don't like the
it's totally-
normalizing of superficial
No,
behavior.
but that's the thing. You have to watch the
it
movie.
resolves at the end, yes. But before that, there's like 2 hours of just like really
but you know what I
cliquey-
like them?
It's creating these social roles. Like there's everybody's got to fit in this tidy little box.
Like
of
every
you're
high
the-
school
but
movie.
it's still
But
like
that's
that.
not real. Like
Yes, it
I was not I was neither a jock. I was neither a nerd.
Yeah, but that shit still exists, Casey.
But you were not
they
a
make
jock
people
or a
feel
nerd.
like you have to fit into
But
these
you
like
were
little
probably
roles. It's
in the
just be
weird
yourself.
You were in the weird group.
I was not a weird. I was not. I was.
Please, you had
I was
a
nearly
tan- what is
junior
that?
class president. You know that? I was 2 votes shy of winning junior class president in high school.
how many
Just
kids?
wait,
Because how many kids
how
were in
many
your
kids
class?
in your class? 30?
There's about 80. But hey, you know what though? That's still
I had
38
400.
kids.
Wait. You graduated with 80 kids in your class?
80 kids in my graduating class.
Oh
That means
my-
38 people thought I was fit to be junior class president.
Marni would have known everybody.
42 thought Mary Jean was, but no.
Casey's high school
Wow.
reunion's coming up. He's like, "Do you want to come?" I was like, "Ugh, "Sorry, baby."
All I'm saying is that like I want Lennon to just be himself without like watching these movies.
He
that,
could
like,
be himself. He enjoys
curate
the
these
music.
roles that he's
Yeah,
supposed
he's
to pick a
enjoying
lane
it.
and be
He's-
like
he's
this. And be
enjoying
like,
By the way,
the
when I
music.
I'm just
graduated-
watching it. It was just kind of cringy to me.
There's
Okay,
a lot of
but-
cringe out there. You
But
should,
Casey,
oh my
just so you
God.
know, when I graduated high school, there was 1,500 in my graduating.
So
Very large
Jamaica.
class.
Jamaica High School.
So we're gonna tone this down a bit. Did you watch the 2 episodes of White Lotus?
Yeah, I have 2 questions.
Okay.
This is not, other than the black girl woman, this is not the original cast.
Mom, come on. you know this.
I'm just
Every
making
season
sure-
of White Lotus is a different 4
cast.
seasons
So
and a different cast.
there-
Except Jennifer Coolidge was in season 1 and 2, and Jennifer Coolidge's husband, Greg, is in this season.
Uncle Rico.
There's an appearance.
Oh, well,
Did you watch it and we could tell you who he is? He's at the bar as one of like the old men who has like a young girlfriend.
maybe I don't remember.
He's like apparently living in Thailand. We think
Oh,
he was
that one? That one?
he was married to Jennifer, and we think because now that Tanya she died, like he's maybe living off of her insurance.
Maybe. That's why he's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. I didn't.
So the thing is like, will the spa woman, what's her name?
I don't
Or
remember.
in real life, it's Natasha Rothwell. Will she recognize him? Or no, she won't recognize him, but will he look at her and be like, uh-oh, she might recognize
So
me.
she's the only one that was brought back.
Yes, and him.
And him, but he's.
No, the
obviously he's on
idea
to
is
2
it's
seconds.
how great is Parker Posey in this?
With that southern accent.
Well, do you know what made the rounds this week? Apparently, Mike White went on some interview, and he said that he had the actors playing in that family from South Carolina watch Southern Charm. See, it all goes back to Bravo.
Right.
And Camp, of course.
Well, that's kind of
but
funny.
they watch Southern Charm, and that's where they're getting their accents from. And the
Well, Huz was the best accent.
yeah, Jason Isaacs, you hear his accent spill just a tad.
Just a tad. And
The kids are great.
Schwarzenegger, he's adorable.
He's such a D.
Yes, well, he plays that.
Such
He's
a D.
in the show.
Yes, in the show.
Wanna, you know, it's just
I
the
enjoy
show.
this show, and there's a companion podcast now that I'm also listening to. after it airs. I love listening to the podcast where they interview the actors and we get some insight, just like we do with Severance. I like it. So did you watch it?
Yes.
You watched both?
Yes.
Okay.
And
What?
I'll see if I can. I mean, I'll give it.
What are you?
My thoughts?
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting seeing where they are in Thailand. We don't get to see locations like that.
So apparently they were supposed to shoot this in Japan, but Felicia,
Someone wants her blood again.
who is it? Who is it? Just who is it? Karen,
No,
Judy,
no.
Arlene.
It's
Spam.
No,
It's
the doctors.
Oh, do you need to pick up?
No.
Okay. Apparently they were going to shoot in Japan, and
What happened?
they couldn't sign the papers or something. But Thailand offered more tax credit,
There you go.
and they went to Thailand.
There you go.
They went
There
to
you
Thailand.
go. All right.
Now, I think I've said this, and it's funny. I texted one of my home friends and told him that what we're doing. Casey and I are going on our own White Lotus wellness retreat.
Going where?
On our own White Lotus wellness yoga retreat
Right.
at the end of the month. But there will be no guns.
Hoping nobody gets murdered.
But this is just giving me all the wellness vibes, and I just can't fucking wait to go away.
I wonder what the place. Did you look up the place?
It's not a hotel. It's like it's a house. We're staying in a
Did you
house.
look it up?
Of course,
Okay.
Mom.
All right. Okay.
Of course I did. Did I
Okay.
look it up? We have a chef. Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
This is...
I will say, back to White Lotus briefly.
Yeah.
I have a client
You fell asleep both episodes.
who is privy to advanced screeners.
Yes.
Has seen the whole season
Oh.
and says that from this point forward, it picks up. Because I had told him that I felt like it was a little slow.
As
told him
did I.
I told him I had fallen asleep.
And
he
you fell
said,
asleep both times.
But I didn't
I'm
miss
happy
a
we're
lot.
Truthfully, I found it an uninteresting so far.
Right.
I mean,
He
I
says
haven't
from
been
this point
grabbed.
forward, it's going to pick up.
I'm so happy you were honest with him. How did that make
I'm
you
honest
feel?
with everybody.
Clearly. So, all right, it's picking up. I love. And the amount of people that are like, did you know Mike White won Survivor? Yes. And he puts every season people from his cast of Survivor in the show, in the backgrounds. Talk about
Interesting.
loyalty.
Okay. Good.
Love
Good for him.
that. Oh, interesting. There's a show on Max from a few years ago with Laura Dern that he also wrote and I believe directed. And I might want to binge it because I love Mike
Obviously,
White
if it's a
and
few
Laura Dern.
years, then it's all out.
It's called Enlightened. Have you ever heard of it?
I did, and if I start, and I might have seen it.
I think it's 1 or 2 seasons. It's not long, but I'm now getting the algorithm is showing me that. And I watched a trailer and I was like, okay, I could watch this. It's about a woman who has I think a mental breakdown and she goes to get treatment or something. Sound familiar? I mean, who doesn't love Laura Dern?
Yes, but she's great. But a lot of I have to say, because I watch so many shows, after a while it all blends into
I know.
and then I forget the names.
Oh, also really quick, you know how we always say you don't think the top 10 are true on Netflix?
Yes.
I've made a big observation this
Yes.
week. Top 10 movies this week.
Yes.
Not one movie is from 2025.
Well,
So that's why this shit is real. There's nothing on right now that
no, there is. You mean movies?
the movies on Netflix.
There is nothing out.
I'm just
You're
saying. I
right.
think that's interesting. It's like the top movies are
When
not
you
one
say
from
wait,
2025.
that's because they can't do it because 25's not over yet.
No. It's like this week or today. What is the number one streamed movie?
For the week or for the
For the day.
month?
Mom,
all
when
right.
you go to Netflix and it shows
Yes,
you
yes,
what's number
yes,
one today,
yes,
what's number
yes.
two,
But
what's
I
number
don't. I
three.
don't care. I still don't believe it
So why on earth would a movie from 2021 be on the
because
top
people
10?
are desperate. Maybe
But
who
that-
knows?
No. But that's what I'm
The
saying.
ultimate conspiracy theory.
I don't think it's fake. I think it's legit streaming numbers that
But
are showing.
Netflix really threw in a lot of old shows that were from.
No,
20,
I know, but
20,
the number
20.
one TV show right now is for some reason still the Gabby Petito murder. But I'm sure Running Point will get right back up there.
Yeah.
I think Felicia's onto something because they can really push content
old
by
movie.
saying it's number one. Because
Right.
then people go, oh, it's number one. It must be worth watching.
No, and I go, oh, number one. I saw that already. Ew.
A lot of the top movies, like Sing is in there.
Yes, but they're just
They're just throwing it up there.
They're just throwing it up
I
there.
don't know, Mom.
Yeah, well,
Kinda
sing
milk it.
1 or sing 2 or 3. I don't
First
remember how
one.
many. I always enjoyed them, but I'm not going to go back and watch
I
it.
don't know. Let's discuss
unless I have
it.
a kid with me.
Let's discuss Bye Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
What's coming up? So I'm going to watch Love Is Blind this weekend. Continue with the weeklies. Denise Richards has a new show airing on Bravo. I'm definitely not going to watch it.
And what is that? What is that about her life?
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah, it's like Denise Richards and her wild things.
Oh, Denise Richards.
Who'd you think I was talking about?
Nobody. It's okay.
And for me, a big drop this week. Another medical drama is back. Grey's Anatomy.
Been a lot
And I will be back for it.
Boy, they're really shortening seasons. Well, they've done that.
No, Grey's they took a break. It's like that winter hiatus,
okay,
and then they're back.
Let me tell you. When I was younger, the season was September to maybe the end of May. There was no breaks. There was no nothing. Maybe during Christmas week, they would throw a rerun in. Now.
And let's not forget we were a Nielsen family.
Yes, and we were a Nielsen family back in the day when
Mom.
they had that.
Mom,
do they still have that? I don't know. I wonder.
I too miss the 90s. I do. I miss the 90s. So, look,
well, I liked it when there was not so much to watch.
I will say this. This next month, I'm taking like 10 planes this next month.
Well,
I don't know what this podcast future looks like for this coming month.
Can we just talk about the movies I saw on the plane?
Yes.
Can you remind me the name?
You saw. Now, we spoke about this on the pod. Casey and I saw Civil War. You saw Civil War with Kirsten Dunst.
I loved it. Did you love it? Or
yeah, we did.
I was
we liked it, right, Casey?
I was shockingly shocked.
Shockingly shocked.
Yes.
That's a great plane movie.
And that was exactly what it was.
And what else did you say? Anything that you remember?
Wait.
Oh, boy.
Yes. Oh, the one with Andrew Garfield.
This is the shocker of the day. I hated We Live in Time with Florence Pugh, and you loved it.
I loved it. I was sitting next to a woman, and she said, it was pretty good. She had seen it.
I will say this.
On the
plane, I probably would have liked that movie better.
Maybe. And
at home, I was like, this is stupid.
But after I saw it, I looked at her and I went, that was really enjoyable.
You know what's a good plane movie that maybe I'll do next month? Goodrich.
What was that about?
Okay. It's Michael Keaton and Mila Kunis. I haven't seen it.
But do we know what it's about?
But the woman next to me on the plane last month was watching it and she enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I think it's Michael Keaton has a new wife and she's pregnant. And somebody has to go to rehab. But I think it's Mila Kunis has to go to rehab.
Okay.
I love Mila Kunis.
I might save that for my Florida trip.
That's a good plane movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
All right. That's a good plane movie.
So everybody, wow.
So did you tell me what to watch this week? Is there anything?
I just discussed Denise Richards, Grey's Anatomy.
I'm not watching that.
Oh, you're right. What's the homework this week? Oh,
yeah.
Boy, Mom.
All right. It's okay. I'll just go back to my usual Paradise. And
maybe something will pop up on the charts. We'll see.
Because I do try to go through all my streaming channels at the beginning of the week because they keep dropping them either on the weekend or
we didn't ask
Wednesday.
you, did you feel like when you got back from Paris you had a lot of Korean catch up to do? Is there a Korean moment here?
The problem is they put out a lot of new Vicky puts out a lot of new shows, as you know.
Are you feeling backed up?
But I try them and then I go, sometimes they're not they're not great. They're not all great, or they're silly, or they're about high school kids, but they're not really high school. Those kids are really in their 20s as we all know. But sometimes the high school things are they do a lot of bullying. They show a lot of bullying.
We won't show that to Lennon. Don't worry, Casey.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. But no,
do you have big plans in Plainview this weekend? What's going on in the View? The Plainview.
I have.
What are you doing?
Plans. I don't know. I have no plans. I asked Ellen if anything was happening at the clubhouse tonight.
Oh my God!
Friday night. Sometimes they, not.
I know what's on this weekend. The Oscars. Is there a big show in the club for the Oscars?
Last year.
Shit!
Maybe I missed that announcement.
RSVP from being in Patty.
Yeesh. Maybe
you better dial in all the Ellens, all the Judys, all the Karens, all the Eileens, and find out if you could get an invite to the Oscar party.
Oh, by the way, that's what I wanted to do. Give a shout out to Eileen. Eileen. You're in California. We haven't spoken, and I feel very bad, but I wanted to wish you a happy birthday, which passed, but I wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Did you want to come to my Oscar party with my friends? I think I did invite.
Did you speak to them about it?
I did try to get an invite for you. Do you want to do that? I can't stay. I have a 7 a.m. flight the next day.
And that is, when is
we
that
could
airing?
talk about this offline.
Yeah.
Airing, Mom. The Oscars is on Sunday nights.
Right.
Think about it. All right, find out what's going on in Plainview. Everybody enjoy.
Enjoy.
Share, like, love. Bye.
My Felicia, bye, Felicia.